Hey everybody, Carson here, and welcome to the newsletter marketing method. I'm extremely excited today because this is sort of the dream for local marketing. It's easy to do this. It makes money for almost whoever does this. It's easily scalable and grows. It's inexpensive and doesn't bring a lot of cost to you, and it's basically like the dream for local marketing. So what we're going to do is, this is going to be a pretty short video, which is nice. It's super easy to explain the 10,000 foot overview, and we're going to jump right in. First things first, let's talk about what we're actually going to be covering together in the next little bit here. All right, so part one is I'm going to show you the one newsletter per month model. Really, the whole ball game is writing one newsletter per month and the tech that goes with that. And this is something that is going to turn into something very powerful for you and your business if you do that the right way. And so part two is how a good email newsletter actually works and how and why it actually drives people to the door. So we're going to cover the psychology of a well-written newsletter and also the sociology behind it and why it actually works. In part three, I'm going to share my writing template with you that makes writing these newsletters the right way easy, and we're going to go over an example newsletter together so that you can see the anatomy of that newsletter and exactly what it is that you need to create. In part four, I'm going to give you a quick overview of the email software that I recommend and show you how you can set this stuff up so that you can have an easy way to get this done and sent out. Without further ado, let's jump right into part one, the one newsletter per month model. Okay, so what we're doing here is something that's pretty powerful. What this is pretty simple, okay? This is pretty simple, and don't laugh, okay? Some of you are gonna be like, really, Carson? This is all we're doing? So what we're gonna do is, as a local business, you're going to basically compile all your email addresses into an autoresponder. I'm sure many of you local business owners keep the email addresses of your customers, right? My question is, how many of you are actually using them? And if you are using them in an effective way? I have not found a way to communicate with customers or clients that is cheaper than this, and when it's done, it's pretty powerful. So here's how it works. As a local business, you compile all your customers' email addresses into an autoresponder. One time a month, you write a simple email newsletter that's on a topic that's related to your business, but it's not super pitchy. It's content that is valuable to your community. This is important because if you send out content that's actually valuable to your community, what happens? If you send out pitches that are also contained inside of valuable content, something interesting happens. People actually continue to open your email month after month. The idea here is we're writing content that is very, very interesting to your community. So not just straight pitches, not just, oh, you got a deal this week. We're sending out valuable content, and you also mix in a call to action to come in or call. So inside of this, not only do you have good content, but they get a call to action. Now this isn't like, hey, we're doing a deal, so please get away from that. You're not sending out necessarily a deal in this newsletter because you don't need to. That's a big thing to get here. You don't have to send out a deal. What we are doing is we're sending out a newsletter with good content and a simple call to action being, hey, come and see us. Come and see us. This is what we do every day. This is what we love to do. Come check us out. Come back through the door. Come see us again. We're here. We're basically reminding them that we're here. And then we click send. Now, here's the trick, and this is where you can pretty much double your results. When you click send, a few days after you click send, here's what you need to do. You need to go back and send the exact same newsletter to the people that didn't open the first time. This is literally a feature that's built into every single autoresponder that I've ever seen. But a few days later, you send this message out, this newsletter that you send it out to the people that didn't open, and this is extremely powerful. It's the same subject line, it's the same everything, same content. You just resend it to the people that didn't originally open the email, and there's tracking that is inside of the software for this. Pretty much every single email software has it. So that said, that's what it is. Here's what the results are. The phone starts ringing and people start coming in pretty much right away. And here's the thing, on average, the hour it takes to write the newsletter results in a few hundred to a few $1,000s in additional revenue. Now, keep this in mind, we're sending these newsletters out to people that already like us, right? People that have already been in the business, that like and trust us. And we'll go through the psychology about it in just a second. But you got to know these are people that we've actually already won over, and we just got to remind them that we're here and still doing business in a really cool way. Now, here's the pure tragedy of this entire thing. The pure stinking tragedy is, I got to be really honest with you guys, this model, as easy as it is, sending out a newsletter once a month, talking to people that have already been patients or prospects, or they already know us, here it is, as effective as this model is, most businesses just don't do it. And why do you think that is? Why do you think that most businesses don't actually do this? I mean, we know about email marketing, we know that it's effective, we know that it's inexpensive, we know that it works. So the answer is that we just don't know how to write them the right way. And as a business owner, you've got way too much on your plate and too many balls in the air of just running the business to learn how to write these the right way and to actually put it into action. And I'm super excited to show you how to write these things. But not only that, but the thing that I love about this is this model is so effective. There's so many things out there that take so long to work, and this works almost immediately. And we're going to talk about that here in just a second. If you don't mind, the first thing I'd like to do is just introduce myself. And so my name is Carson Craybill. I've been a freelance online designer and marketer for over 10 years with a focus in helping local businesses. I'm also an adult college student. I am a business and marketing student at Thomas Edison State University. So let's jump right into why this works almost immediately, and we're going to talk about how a good email newsletter actually gets people to come in, why it actually works. We're going to talk about the psychology behind this and why it works so well. So why does this one time a month email newsletter work so well? Let's cover it real quick. So how does a simple email work to do this? So again, you got to understand we're marketing to people that love the business, okay? They already trust us. They've already been in. They're already customers. They're already patients. And here's the problem. We talk about how as business owners, we have a lot of balls in the air, but what about our patients or our visitors? What is it about them that maybe gets them to where they don't come in to see us enough? Why do customers not come in? Well, our customers have a lot of balls in the air with their life too, so sometimes they forget that we exist. Now, we're not top of mind. As a business owner, you need to realize that when you're running a business, you're not top of mind for your people. I hope that makes sense. As a local business, you need as many possible ways to remind your customers that you are still there, that you exist, and that you are still as valuable as the first time that they came in to see you. And I know that seems like a simple thing to say out loud, but the psychology of that, when you really understand the dynamic of the relationship between a local business and your customers, that's super important to realize. So here's the ball game. How does this simple little email newsletter accomplish all of this in a really great way? So how does a good email newsletter work? It's got 6 key things, and the first one is the subject line connects and gets the open. So what do you think happens if we keep sending out sales, 50% off, 50% off? Is that going to keep getting people to open our email? Even if there's a month gap, it's really not. The idea is you have to send out something that is interesting to the audience. It can't be, hey, we're trying to pitch you or get you in the door. You got to send out content that's just interesting. Sometimes interesting has nothing to do with your business. Sometimes, most of the time, it has to do with what's going on in your customer's life, and that is absolutely key. So now, here is the key thing. If you do this right, you come off as the expert on something even though you never talked directly about your business. How many of you guys have ever gotten an email from someone you're like, I'm going to see them, but good Lord, they just taught me something. Even if I didn't, they just taught me something, and that's powerful, okay? So the subject line has to connect with your audience. If you can't write a subject line that connects, they won't open the email in the first place, and it doesn't matter. So a good email newsletter gets opened. The subject line does not have to get your business phone calls. It has to get the email opened. Now, here's the thing, the content inside is something the audience actually wants to know. How many of you guys get emails from people and it's the same song and dance all the time? It's a new deal, it's a new product, whatever, and it just bores you. It's not that you dislike the person, they just bore you to tears. Here's the key thing. The newsletter, because it's interesting, will rekindle the feeling that the person had when they did business with you before. So they have walked out of your business before, they had a good feeling about the business, they got value out of your business, they've gotten value from you again, so they like and they trust you. The whole ball game here is to remind them of how they felt the last time that they did business with you, and that is extremely important. Finally, it reminds them how to do business with you again. This is the call to action here. It's just reminding them that you're here every day and what you do, and it reminds them to come in again. These are the things that every time I write a newsletter for a local client, I make sure that these are in my head. Maybe it seems like a no-brainer to me, but I always have this checklist. Now, the cool part about this, it does all of the above things without looking like it's trying too hard. How many of you have ever opened up a newsletter from somebody and you could tell they were trying a little too hard, right? So we make this short and simple, and it does all of the above in about 300 to 500 words. It keeps it manageable, and it makes it something that your people can read pretty quickly, and something that you can create pretty easily and quickly as well. So this is not about shoving your business in somebody's face every week. It's about once a month reminding people that we still exist. So let me ask you guys something. How many of you have ever gotten a phone call, gotten something in the mail, gotten something in your email that brought you back to a business, and you ended up spending a lot of money with that business because of that, right? So I literally get emails every day from a few businesses that I really like, and I had a card shop, a game shop, send out an email, and inside that email was a piece of content that I read and really enjoyed, and I almost immediately went over to their website and purchased a new board game. They sent out this newsletter, they were educating me on something, and it led me back, and I spent quite a bit of money with them. And I've gotten into the habit of buying from them. So I hope this makes sense. It's not about shoving your offer in their face, and it's not about making a time-limited offer. That stuff works really well sometimes, and special sales can work, but that's not what this is. This is just giving them a reminder that you're still on the planet and that you're still valuable and that you can still help them. And so what's going to happen is people are going to come in and say, I was thinking I needed to get in, and I got your email, and it reminded me to call and make my appointment. And this works every single month. We just remind them, hey, they were thinking about us in passing, but they didn't have time. Maybe they were laying in bed that night, so they're laying in bed and they thought about you, but you weren't open, so they couldn't call or book their appointment. It just reminded them that we are still there, and hey, they should simply call us and set up that appointment. So let's talk about the writing method and writing template. So how you can actually write these in the 300 to 500 words and get all this done. So there are 4 chunks to this email newsletter template that I have, and we're going to walk through an example here. I just want to go over these with you really quick. The key here is you need to write about something that applies to your community's daily life. You want something that is relevant to their lives right now. Okay, meaning right now, this time of year, this season, something is going on in their life so that when they get this email, it is something that is highly relevant and doesn't come off too salesy or as a blatant come back in. This stuff, when you write these things, they should not look like propaganda or sales. It's actually valuable content. So that way when you say, hey, how's it going? The content lines up with what is going on in their lives. The next thing we're going to do is we're going to use bullet points. We're going to teach them something in X number of steps. We're going to give them simple tips or steps. And throughout this, we're going to teach something that will instantly impact their lives. And then we're going to close this content out by reminding them that you are here and what you do daily. So we're just going to slip in a little section where we talk about something going on in your business that relates to the first 2 sections of what we just covered. So this section is all about reminding them that the business is still there and still doing what they fell in love with every single day when they originally came in. Finally, we give them the call to action, which is basically, hey, this is our phone number. give us a call, set up an appointment with us again, come back in and see us. All right, so let me show you an example and actually walk you through it. Again, remember, we have these 4 different sections. We want to open with something topical. We want to teach something in X number of steps, remind them what we do daily, and remind them how to get back, the call to action there. So we're just going to walk through this email here. This is the October newsletter that I would send out for chiropractors, and you can see you have the subject line here. And so remember, the subject line is something that you want people to actually want to open because they want what is inside. And they usually see these first few lines right here as well in the preview. And so when you see it's a football season, time for tailgating and stuff like that, they know it's not just a sales email, and they actually want to open this up and read what is inside. So excuse me, here we have Happy October, Doctor, your name here, and I hope you're having a great week. And it's football season, time for tailgating, watch parties, and unfortunately, injuries. Football is a full contact sport, and when it comes to danger or serious injury, particular to the head, neck, and spine, while there's no way to avoid a sports injury entirely, you can take steps to lower your risk. Check out these 4 tips and help you and your loved ones, 4 tips to help you and your loved ones prevent injury on the field. And so what we're doing here in this area is we're actually bonding with your audience, with your customers. They've already been in, they've already received value from you. Remember, they know who you are, and this is just kind of, keeping it real with them, having an actual conversation with your customer. And so the next thing is we have the 4 tips for preventing injury during football season. And this is the step-by-step portion, the bullet points or the tips. And in this case, we have tips. So tip number 1 is warm up. Tip 2 is hydrate. Tip number 3, don't tough it out. If you get injured or you feel like you have something going on and avoiding pain, you let them know that it can cause lasting damage and come in. And then, of course, get your physical before, you get out on the field and really get into the middle of the season. And this allows us to uncover underlying conditions that could affect your health. And so it's just good tips all around. That's not even necessarily them going to get their physical from you. And what this does after this, we have our remind them what we do. We know your football season can take a toll on your body. If you or a loved one has experienced head, back, or neck pain on the field, our team would love to help. And so this just reminds them that you're there and that you help with these things. And then finally, our call to action, call our friendly staff at your phone number to schedule a consultation. And that's all 4 of those parts. So you have the subject line, the bonding section right here. You have all of the tips throughout. And then finally, you have the reminder of what you do there. And then you have the call to action. And so that's actually 5 things with the subject line. The actual email newsletter is those 4 things. You have the bonding, the tips, the remind them what you do every day, and the call to action. And that's really how simple this can be. And it's super effective. Like I said, the biggest part of this is having the content relate to your customer in the moment that they actually receive this. So opening up with something topical that is in the moment and applies to their lives at this point in time. All right, so another thing I wanted to show you really quickly is I actually have an example inside of my email here, and this is actually one for dentists. The content is, let me go ahead and pull this in just a little bit for you here. And so you can see I have this really cool header right here that is actually at the top of the email. And again, happy October, Dr. Your Name here, trick-or-treating, America's favorite fall pastime. Again, so some bonding. And again, this is just a dental example, the tips right here. And then, of course, the closing and the call to action, the reminding them what we do, call to action. But what I wanted to show you here was all of the actual graphics here. And here, let me pull this up so you can see the bottom. There we go. And so you can see I have this at the bottom. It's my footer here. It has my name, my name, website, and phone number, and all of my information. And so this is something really simple that you can do inside of the email software that makes it look really great, and also, actually enforces your brand and who you are. And it's really cool. It makes it really personal. So when you're setting up your emails, if you can get some header and footer graphics made, that is something that will really help make you look absolutely great. So let's go ahead and get back to the presentation here. And so you're probably asking, but how do I get this set up in the first place? You're going to need a email autoresponder, and the one that I recommend is called Active Campaign. And I don't know if you remember me saying this at the beginning of the video, but this is one of the most inexpensive ways that you can communicate with your audience at any given time. So I'm just going to go here to the Active Campaign website, and this is their website here. As you can see here, let me just move that in just a little bit here. Active Campaign, and turn your leads into customers, into repeat customers. We're going to go to pricing here. All right, here's the pricing. So I've got it on monthly here. So if you have 500 or less contacts, it is $15 a month to do this. If you have 1,000, it is $29 a month. If you have 2,500 or less, it is $49 a month. If you have somewhere between 2,500 and 5,000 email contacts, it is $89 a month. I mentioned at the beginning of this training video that this is one of the most inexpensive ways you can actually reach your customers and your audience and communicate with them. And if you go through that, and if you have 500 email addresses from customers that have come in within the last year, I guarantee that if you start a conversation with them and give them a monthly newsletter that's great like this for $15 a month, you're going to see a return on investment. The newsletter is set up to remind people that you're there and get them back through the door. So you're going to get people that you haven't seen for a long time back through the door, and it also creates a conversation point. So when these people are out and hanging out with friends or whatever, and the subject in which you have written this email about comes up, it gives them something to relate back to you. So you're actually going to get referrals from this too. And at, again, this low of a price, it's just a no-brainer to do. It's something that I really hope that every single business will do. And Active Campaign has a wonderful support team. They can walk you through setup and all of that. I'm going to go ahead and just log in and get you a quick view into an account I've set up here. And this is what the inside of the software looks, and as you can see at the top here, they have a getting started area, and it just walks you through all these. I've already completed a few to show you an example. So just have some some example campaigns here. So I set up a chiropractic newsletter. This is what you'd be doing inside. You'd set this email up, and it would be an autoresponder email, and we're going to click next here. Chiro newsletter, and this is just the same exact email here. This is actually this is the same email that I went over the example in, and as you can see, it's an example. You would want to put your header up here with your logo and your business name, your business information. It goes through the email, and at the bottom again we have the footer image here with your picture and all of your business information and all that stuff. And let's see, I have another example here for you here. This is another newsletter example from October, and you can see this is just kind of an example of the logo up top. This is kind of what it would look like on the mobile phone. And let me get you a view of this footer here. And there's the footer. So just an example footer here of Melissa Jones, so Elysium Wellness, and this is just a mock-up here, but you would want to put a photo and just all your business information at the bottom. It makes it look great. All right, so today I got to give you my writing template and method template covering how to write effective newsletter emails and everything you need to get started sending them out. And I hope you've enjoyed this. It's been, about 20 minutes? So about 20 minutes of training. It's something that's super simple. And what I really love about this newsletter marketing method, it works extremely well but it also works really fast. If you have a database of customer emails and you upload it and start doing this, you're going to see results really fast, and it's very inexpensive to do. It costs next to nothing to do, which is absolutely great. So I hope you have enjoyed this. If you would like, I would like to make an offer to you, and that is if you would like me to handle everything with your newsletter for you, including setup, graphics, writing, and sending out your monthly newsletter, I would love to do that for you. That way you can start getting your customers coming back more often and spending more money. I know as a business owner you have a lot of balls in the air, a lot of things to do, a lot of things to manage, and switching your brain over to writing a email newsletter once a month and getting it set up and sent out, and then going back in and making sure that the people that didn't open it up a week later just get it sent one more time, gets in their inbox one more time. That is something that is hard to switch over and do, just to get your brain in a different space there and make that happen. With that being said, I am opening up what I call my 1 email per month program to 100 businesses, to 100 chiropractors in particular, and you want to be one of the 100 that gets in on this. I want to tell you about my 1 email per month program here. So part 1 of the 1 email per month program, you're going to get 1 email written specifically for your chiropractic patients every month, a monthly email newsletter professionally written with my template that will help your community, position you as the expert, and have customers coming back to your business spending more money more often. You won't have to spend any time in your business trying to juggle writing this email into your routine every month. It's something I would love to be able to handle for you. Part 2 is mass mailing management. So you're going to get mass mailing management via ActiveCampaign. So you're going to get your own account with ActiveCampaign. Your account will be entirely yours, but under my management dashboard with them, so that I can manage all this for you. And I'm going to throw in an extra bonus. This isn't something I'd normally do, but I want to see you guys succeed. And so once a month, if you have another promotion that you want to run, as long as you write the content, I will set it up and send it out for you at no additional charge. So this does not include any additional graphics or any additional content from me, but if you have something that you want to send out that you've written, I will set it up with the header and footer graphics and get it plugged in to where it looks great and send it out for you. Part 3 is 1 email sent out every month on the first Monday of the month, and that's going to be the newsletter that we send out every single month on the first Monday of the month. So I will set up everything within ActiveCampaign to run your monthly email newsletter with your professional header and footer graphics, and send it to your community email list every month on the first Monday of the month. So you won't need to spend any time learning the software, setting it up, and then sending out your newsletter. Now, part 4 is 1 email sent out to all unopens 1 week after the original is sent. So all the people that don't open up the email the first time that it's sent out in the first week, I'm going to go back in and use the tracking within ActiveCampaign to resend the email newsletter to those who didn't open. So it's going to hit their inbox one more time, and this is just going to amplify the results that you get with this newsletter, and it's extremely powerful. Now, again, with the 1 email per month program, you're going to get 1 email written specifically for your chiropractic patients that's professionally written with my email template. You're going to get the mass mailing management via ActiveCampaign, plus the optional bonus promotion if you want to have me set that up and send it out for you. Part 3 is 1 email sent out every single month, so that's going to be the email newsletter. We're going to send that out on the first Monday of the month. And part 4 is I'm going to resend that to all of the unopens 1 week after the original is sent. Alright, so you're probably wondering, what does the 1 email a month program cost? What is it going to cost me to get the entire 1 email per month model done for my business? So here's what's up. I'm letting 100 chiropractors in on this service, and I'm doing this to avoid saturation. So 100 of you, and that's it. And I'm willing to let the first 50 of you in for an absolute steal of a price if you promise me you'll send me something over the next 6 months. So what I'm looking for is stories. When you see success with these newsletters and the 1 email per month program, I want to get your story, your testimonial, and I want to share it with others. If that sounds fair, that is going to get you an amazing deal here. So if you're one of the first 50 to sign up with me, you won't pay the normal $99.95 a month that I usually charge. If you're one of the first 50 that acts right now, you're going to get the 1 email per month service for $49.95 a month plus the cost of Active Campaign. And you can go sign up and purchase this at carsoncribill.com/email. And you will see the $49.95 there if the 50 slots are still available, if one of those 50 slots is still available. After that, the price will be $99.95 a month. And these are going to fill up fast, so go ahead and jump in if you can, if this is something that you really want. That's a really good deal. It's a done-for-you service, and it's not going to last very long. Again, it is $49.95 a month for the first 50 plus the cost of Active Campaign. This is a list of the cost for Active Campaign here. It's $15 a month if you have 500 or less contacts in your email database, $29 a month for up to 1,000 contacts in your email database, and so forth. So $49 a month for 2,500 contacts, $89 a month for 5,000 contacts. So the price is going to change a little bit depending on how many customer emails you have collected, but it is the $49.95 plus the cost of Active Campaign. So when you sign up, you're going to land on my welcome page, and it's going to have a few directions there on how you can send me your logo. So just email me your logo and your company info. That way I can get those header and footer graphics made, as well as send me your existing customer email list, so your email database. So I'm going to need that in a Excel file, and yes, you may have to do just a little bit of legwork or get your front counter, your receptionist to, throw that together for you really quick. So I'm going to need that list to be able to upload it to Active Campaign. And that's it. I am going to set everything up for you. We're going to get you a sample of the first email newsletter, and as soon as you like that, like what it says and what it is, we are going to send that out. My guarantee to you is if you have 300 or more customer emails that you have collected within the last year on your email list that we upload to Active Campaign, and you don't see a few hundred to a few $1,000s of additional revenue each month, cancel with me anytime and I will refund your last payment. So give me a few months with your email list, writing your newsletters, and I guarantee that you're going to see a return on investment on this. Again, it's super cheap, particularly if you jump in on one of these first 50 slots at $49.95 a month plus the cost of Active Campaign. There's no way you can't win with this. So I look forward to hopefully having you jump in on this. I'm just going to review this one more time. With the 1 email per month program, you get 1 email written specifically for your chiropractic patients, and that is written professionally with my writing template. You also get mass mailing management, so you get your own Active Campaign account, plus the bonus promotion if you have something that you want me to send out for you, set up and send out for you once a month. You also get 1 email sent out every single month, and that's going to be the email newsletter, and we're going to send that out on the first Monday of every single month. And then finally, 1 week later, I'm going to go in and I'm going to resend that to all the people that didn't open it up originally. All right, so what is all of this going to do for you and your business? So in part 1, again, I'm going to write this email newsletter for you, so you are not going to have to spend any time on your business trying to juggle writing this email newsletter into your routine every single month. And I'm going to write it in a professional way that truly communicates with your audience and with what's going on inside their life right now. So this is going to open up a conversation with them. It's going to bring you to the top of mind, and it's going to bring customers back in that you haven't seen in a long time. They're going to schedule more appointments with you. This also gives them a conversation point for what's going on in their life at the time for when they're speaking with other people. So they're going to bring you referrals as well. Part 2, you're also going to get mass mailing management. So you're going to have your own Active Campaign account. It's going to be under my management dashboard. And this is going to give you a way to easily communicate with your customers via the customer emails that you've collected. So you're going to actually get to be able to use those in a new way, and it is an extremely inexpensive and effective way to communicate with your audience, which is just absolutely wonderful. It's a thing that I think we should all be doing. Part 3, you're not going to need to spend any time learning the software, setting it up, or sending out your newsletter. I'm going to take care of that for you. I'm going to set up your Active Campaign account with those header and footer graphics. I'm going to set up the email newsletters. You also get that bonus promotion if you would like, once per month. If you have a promotion that you want to send out and you write it up, I will set it up with those graphics and set it up inside the software and send it out for you. So it's going to be a way to have this mass mailing management, this communication with your audience taken care of for you as far as the software and tech goes. Finally, I'm also going to amplify your results by using that tracking within ActiveCampaign to resend your email newsletter to all the people that didn't open within the first week. So you're actually going to get double time work from this email newsletter. It's going to be sent out the first Monday of the month, and then finally the next Monday, the second Monday of the month, I'm actually going to resend it out to the people that didn't open it up, and this is just going to amplify your results. And so that's everything you are going to get with the 1 email per month program. Again, if you want to sign up for that, you can do that at carsonkraybill.com/email. If you have any questions, please feel free to email them to me directly at kraybillcarson@gmail.com. It's up there on the screen right there. So again, my email address, if you have questions or concerns or want to know more about this, want to talk to me personally, email me at kraybillcarson@gmail.com. We can jump on the phone, set up a time to jump on the phone if we need to. So I am available to chat and answer any questions that you may have. Go ahead and, if you're interested in this, sign up at carsonkraybill.com/email. Try and grab one of those 50 slots at $49.95. That is an absolute steal of a deal, and I really look forward to making some people really happy with that and getting them some great results and a great return on investment. So that's it. Hey, I hope you all have enjoyed this. This is the newsletter marketing method, and if you're interested in the 1 email per month program, go ahead and sign up at carsonkraybill.com/email. Thanks for sticking around with me, for checking all this out. Hey, you have a wonderful night, morning, day, evening, whatever it is, wherever you're at. Have a good one. I'll talk to you next time.